Look closely at the world around you. Cities rise, empires expand, industries grow. All of it powered by something we call money. But here is the strange part. Money itself has no intrinsic value. A paper bill is just paper. A digital bank balance is just numbers on a screen. And yet these symbols determine where people live, what they eat, and sometimes even their freedom. So the real question is, what exactly is money? To understand this, we need to go deeper than economics. We need to look at energy. More than a century ago, the inventor Nikola Tesla famously suggested that if you want to understand the universe, you should think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. In many ways, money behaves exactly like energy. It flows, it accumulates, it transfers power from one place to another. In fact, economists often describe money as stored human effort. Every dollar represents time, labor, creativity, or resources exchanged. So money is not just currency. It is condensed energy from human activity. Ancient civilizations understood something similar. Mystics and philosophers often described the world as a system of circulating forces. The Chinese concept of qi describes life energy flowing through systems. Even ancient trade routes functioned like energetic arteries connecting civilizations. In this sense, the global financial system resembles a massive circulatory network of human energy. Money flows through companies, through banks, through nations. Where the flow concentrates, power grows. But here is where the system becomes mysterious. Because money itself is not backed purely by physical resources anymore. For centuries, currencies were linked to gold. But today, most currencies operate on something far more abstract: collective belief. The entire financial system functions because billions of people agree that it works. The moment confidence disappears, the system shakes. This is why financial markets are so deeply influenced by psychology. Fear can collapse markets. Confidence can create massive wealth. The system is not only economic, it is psychological. The famous psychologist Carl Jung believed that human societies are shaped by deep symbolic forces within the collective unconscious. And money might be one of the most powerful symbols ever created. It represents security, power, freedom, survival. So when people pursue money, they are often chasing something deeper than currency. They are chasing control over their future. But there is an esoteric insight hidden inside this system. Many spiritual traditions warn that when people become unconsciously attached to symbols, they forget the deeper reality behind them. The philosopher Alan Watts once explained this beautifully. He said, "Money is a way of measuring wealth, but it is not wealth itself. Money is simply the map. But many people mistake the map for the territory. This is where the idea of the money matrix begins to make sense. Because the financial system is not just a marketplace, it is a symbolic network of belief, psychology, and energy exchange. Those who understand the system learn how energy flows. They learn how assets grow, how investments compound, how systems generate wealth beyond individual labor. But those who never study the system remain stuck trading their time for currency, without ever seeing the architecture behind it. And here lies the deeper lesson. The system itself is not the prison. Ignorance of the system is. Once you begin to understand how money moves, how value is created, and how belief shapes economies, you start seeing the hidden patterns behind wealth, the invisible currents, the flows of energy, the architecture of the money matrix. So the real question is not whether money controls the world. The real question is this: are you simply chasing money? Or are you learning how the energy of wealth actually moves? Because the moment you understand the flow, You stop being a pawn in the system, and you begin to see the code behind the matrix. If this resonated with you, like and hit subscribe for more mind-expanding discussions.